All right, today we're going to be reviewing Laurent Garnier's "Shot in the Dark," which was released in '94, and it's his debut album. It's got Shapes, Underwater, Astral Dreams, Speakers Mix, Bouncing Metal, Rising Spirit, Harmonic Groove, The Force, Geometric World, 022, Rex Attitude, Raw Cut, and Track for Mike. And so Laurent Garnier is a French techno producer. He's been in the scene. He's been in Great Britain and also France. He started off in London and then eventually moved up to Manchester and started DJing at a club where Mike Pickering was also DJing. And in the early 90s, he started putting out his own material, and this is kind of the culmination of his efforts creating his own music. And so he's always been a big proponent of techno music, Detroit techno in Europe. And he's always been trying to create his own beats, not like actually like gather like samples from other people's work, but his own actual beats. And I have to say, Laurent Garnier is one of the true French techno pioneers from the early 90s. And Laurent Garnier, he put out in this Shot in the Dark album that he put out was put out on his own label, F Communications, with his best friend, and I have to say some of the songs on the album are kind of like experimental almost, but Shapes Underwater actually does sound like you're underwater and you're listening to music coming from somewhere, but it's the atmosphere of the music is diluted, or with all the water, surrounding water. And so it's a very interesting track, although it's not a track that you would actually dance to. It's more like it's a song that you would put on late at night and just sit down and relax and listen to it as it progresses. Astral Dreams, Speakers Mix is a more of a like a acid techno drenched song, with the TB303 drum machine, and Bouncing Metal is actually interesting too. You can kind of think about the bouncing the metal as it kind of hear the metal, and then it kind of the metal animates itself, right, and starts getting into a groove of sorts. Rising Spirit is a ambient song, mostly with a very gentle beat that you can it progresses up to a certain point and then ends. Harmonic Groove is the first song that you can actually dance to. As the title says, it's got a nice harmonic harmony that repeats itself throughout the song. The Force is kind of like a housey techno song, which is overlaid with someone saying constantly the force, which is actually pretty very annoying. It gets annoying. Not at first, but it's repeated so many times that it's the actual production of the song, the music is good. If they would just take out that repetitive, the force, which maybe someone that likes Star Wars would like it, but it just gets annoying. Geometric World is one of those slow builders, like where they layer upon layer sounds are gradually put up, kind of like Sequential One from if you look at the songs that I like on my channel, there's a link to Sequential One, which is a song created in '93, and it's kind of that beautiful tribal trance song that kind of builds upon itself, and at the very end it kind of goes. You just got to hear it. So Geometric World is that kind of song. It layer upon layer, small little beats are added upon the song, and then eventually at the very end there's this huge groove that goes, and it's like a machine that goes forward, and it's a pretty good song. 022, it's an interesting title for a track, but luckily it is a very good one. I enjoyed it a lot. Rick's Attitude, the next one, is probably the most danceable, most poppy song. It's got a lot of acid house in it, a lot of squelching with the, messing around with the drum machines, and it's definitely. I heard that Laurent Garnier before he released this album, or maybe after, that he one of the tracks that he always used to play in the clubs was Rex Attitude, and also The Force, which anyway. But Rex Attitude is really good. It is one of the best songs on some people say that it's very repetitive, but I disagree. I mean, you just have to listen to it and decide for yourself. Rock Cut is another really good acid-drenched techno beat with the TBT 303 drum machine. And Track for Mike is kind of more of a housey techno vibe that ends off the album. So altogether, I would say that this album, Shot in the Dark, is more of like a hit and miss. I mean, there's some songs that are really good that you can buy the entire album just before this one song, because the one song is that good. And those songs, I would say, is Geometric World, Rex Attitude, Rock Cut 022, Harmonic Groove. Shapes Underwater is interesting, and I've grown to really like this song. But the other songs are really very experimental, and I actually like listening to experimental techno. Like, I don't have to dance to the music to appreciate it, but maybe you are similar in that regard. So if that's the case, then this album is very good. I mean, I have to say it's amazing for a debut. It's way up there. So in regards to out of 10, giving it a rating, 1 out of 10, I'd give it a solid 8.8. Right, you heard me, 8.8, not 9, not 10, 8.8. And mainly because half of the tracks on the album are very experimental, and it does take time to get used to the album, and it kind of grows on you over time. the other thing that I want to mention is, if you like Shot in the Dark by Laurent Garnier, his debut album, you might actually also want to try this, Laurent Garnier Early Works. This is kind of a retrospective early works, which are actual songs that he created before his debut album. You know, like EPs, extended plays, and very rare mixes, remixes, and it's good. It's got two CDs, two CDs, 8 songs each on each CD, and they're really, really long songs. They're like 7 minutes, 13 minutes, 11 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes. So I highly recommend checking this out. If you like his Shot in the Dark album, debut album, check out his retrospective album, which actually has songs on it that were created before his debut. Just that, you know, I mean, he just wasn't able to fit all the songs that he created on his debut. So this is kind of fits the bill if you want to hear something that's really interesting. Also, I wanted to mention this is going to be another album that I'm going to review soon. It came out in 2000, and it's a really good one. Classic and Rare, Collection Chapter 3. It's 2 CDs. One is mixed by Laurent Garnier, and the other one is mixed by Jori Holkonen, which is another producer that is really good. And this is also it's a mix on 2 mixes, 2 CDs, and it's put out on F Communications, Laurent Garnier's own label. It came out in when was this? I think early 2000s, 2002. So this is an amazing mix, and you have to hear Laurent Garnier in the mix. You know, as a DJ, he's amazing. I mean, you're not going to hear anything like it out there. He's very creative. He's a big proponent of techno music, as I said, and you're not gonna be disappointed with Laurent Garnier. He's one of the French pioneer techno producers from France, and I'm gonna be reviewing some of his other albums that come, you know, for instance, this one, Laurent Garnier Unreasonable Behavior, which is very good and very silly too. Anyways, so he's got a good humor, and he knows what he's doing. Check it out. This album is really good. Give you an idea of what he created when he was younger. And I hope you like this review. Please give a comment, and down in the comments section, give it a like. And let me know if you heard this album. What do you think about it? Is it one of your favorite albums? Or what songs do you like on it? What songs do you not like? What do you don't like about this review? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.